What's going on, everybody? Something I wanted to share. This right here, this a little history, history right now regarding me and some film shit right now, as well as my boy Ruben. For a lot of people that don't know, because a lot of people don't know, this right here is my lines for the very first movie I ever did in my life. Back in 2005, I did my first movie called Vorst Park. Back at that time, I didn't have access to a computer or printer or any of that type of stuff. So when I got casted in the project for a small role for the project, they wind up telling me the lines over the phone, and I wrote it all down in a piece of paper. These are my lines right here, as you can see. He's a punk, I'll get him. Little bitch, the Gasciatico right there. Oh man, yeah. I wrote it all down, and I took it with me because I didn't have access to the script in my hand, and it was like literally like within 1 or 2 days, last minute. Like it was so quick when I got the role. So I just wound up writing it all down on a piece of paper. And since there was not a lot of lines, it was very easy for me to write this down on a piece of paper and just put it in my pocket. But these are my lines, right? When I flip the page over, these are my boy Ruben's lines. Ruben seen my writing. He was like, yo, what the hell, man? He was like, literally, we was in downtown Vanvoice Park, which my scene was shot in that park in downtown Jersey City. He was like, yo, this shit, man, sloppy, yo. Let me write it back for you. Let me rewrite the lines for you. So I gave him the page. He flipped it over, and he rewrote my lines for me. As you can see, that's his handwriting. Yes, 20 years ago. Yes, that's my boy Ruben's handwriting. And for anybody that don't know, yes, my boy Ruben, if you knew Ruben, if you was around me back in them times and you was from my neighborhood, well, if you don't know, you'll know now. My boy Ruben was the only person really, and the one person who did come with me when I went to do my first movie. Literally, he was there with me. He was with me on set, watching me. And these are the lines that he wrote back for me. As you can see, his handwriting is a lot more neater and more clearer than mine. Because I don't write like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't write the L like the way he wrote it. Obviously his writing was better than mine. Just my opinion. Because my handwriting look crazy. I mean, I understood it, but for some reason, he just felt like wanted to write it back for me, and I let him. And that's his handwriting right there. That's my boy Ruben's handwriting. 20 years ago, man. 20 years ago, I did my first movie. That's back in 2005. And I still have this. I still have this paper. And if you ask me why do I still have it, because one thing about me, I keep a lot of stuff, man. You'd be surprised at the things that I have saved, from pictures to like things that people probably would not imagine that I have. And I still have this. Obviously it's so old. Like, this paper is like literally, man, like 20 years ago. And this is my boy Ruben's handwriting. So for anybody who don't know, that knew me and knew Ruben, and to people that don't know, yeah, I did my first movie back in 2005. It was Vanvoice Park, and at the time, my boy Ruben happened to be the person with me, and he came with me to the set. Obviously, I don't bring people to the set. We all know you're not allowed to do that, but at the time, it was something that I probably knew that I could bring somebody with me. So I brought him with me since the scene was outside and it was an independent film. I didn't see nothing wrong with it. He was in the sideline watching me perform. And this is his handwriting. For anybody who don't know, yes, this is my boy Ruben's handwriting. These are my lines from my movie. The only difference is this is actually my first line. Where's my money? Then this is my second line. Desgraciado. Yeah, it's my second line, and I said, fucking I said you a coward and a fucking disgrace. Get the fuck out of here. And then my last line, if anybody's seen the scene in the movie with the big drug dealer that I'm working for, you know, tells me, oh, you better get him and all that. And I say, he's a punk. I'll get him. You know, I think they wanted to drop him though. He's a punk. I remember I just saying I get him. But the point is, these are the lines. And this is my boy Ruben's handwriting, and these are my handwritings. As you can see, my shit was like more. I mean, I understood it, but for some reason, my boy Ruben was like, "Yo, let me write the lines for you, man. You shit look mad sloppy," and he wound up rewriting it back for me. And you know, I did this movie in 2005. After 2005, after I did the movie, within maybe a month and some change, my boy Ruben wound up passing away. So I still have this. So for anybody who don't know, they know now that these are my lines, man. And I got Ruben's handwriting on one side, and I got my handwriting on the other side. So 20 years ago, man, I just felt like I need to share this because, you know, it's a part of my life. It's something 2005 for me was something crazy, you know. I wound up doing my first movie, and my boy who's there with me was there, and then a month later he passes. It was like, you know, some things that make you think of like how things ended up being in life. And yeah, and 20 years later I'm still acting, and I still have these lines. So for anybody who don't know, you already know, man. Vandervoort Park, Jersey City, 20 years ago. And these are my lines, and these are Ruben Fernandez lines, my boy. He rewrote them for me. For anybody who think his lines, you know, he was not in the movie. He just rewrote the lines for me. Because my side was kind of sloppy, so he kind of like felt like, yo, let me write them back for you because this shit look crazy. And obviously his writing did look more clear and more better than mine, so. And this is the script, my own personal ghetto script, because I wrote the lines on a piece of paper because I didn't have access to a computer or internet or printer or any of that type of stuff, and the directors and the people didn't have time to give me a copy, so I wound up writing it over while it was being told to me over the phone. And since these were not much lines, it didn't take much for me to write down. So yeah, man, if anybody know, now you know, man. My boy Ruben, 20 years ago, I still got this, man. If anybody who wants to wonder, I don't throw shit away. You'd be surprised at stuff I have, man. Like, you know, that's just the type of person I am. And, you know, that's why I hold dearly certain things to my heart, because they represent a moment in time in my life. And you know, that was my boy, man. That's my boy. You know, I'll never forget him, and I'll never forget moments like this. And just this movie I did was the beginning of where I started making the transition to really focus on acting and really start going in that direction. Because how I got the role, you know, was so unexpected. At the time of my life when I was so young, I was a damn teenager, and you know, so yeah, man, 20 years ago, still got it. Just something I wanted to share, man.